We're talking with Republican gubernatorial candidate Chris Christie here on the Morning Wake Up 98.7 The Coast. Now, Chris, with the another big issue for at least people down here, the beach replenishment funding and the tourism funding, Governor John Corzine proposed cutting both below the poison pill levels, meaning basically that the funding sources would go away. And another one of David Rousseau's great quotes is that we could set aside state laws because who really needs them? And I mean, you take if a hotel takes you to court and says we don't have to pay the occupancy tax because you changed the laws, the court's obviously not going to hold that up. For people down here, that's something that they're worried about. If you were elected governor, how would you approach those two issues?
Well, the bottom line is that in a state that is hemorrhaging jobs, and also hemorrhaging jobs in the hospitality and travel industry, to be at that point in time cutting money from beach replenishment and cutting money from the tourism budget is just the exact wrong thing to be doing. And so what we need to be doing is making sure that those things that are unique assets to New Jersey, like our shore, our beachfront, needs to be protected because it is an economic engine for our entire state. And so, again, these are the things where the governor has decided he wants to cut that, but consider this, 80,000 plus people on the state payroll. He's not proposing to cut one of those jobs. So he's saying that every one of the jobs, political patronage and unionized jobs on the state level, are more important than beach replenishment. They're more important than tourism funding. They're more important than lowering income taxes. They're more important than lowering business taxes. Every one of those jobs is more important than that. I mean, I think if you ask the people of the state of New Jersey, their priorities would be significantly different. And I'm hoping they send that message to John Corzine in November by adding him to the unemployment list.
One last thing for you, Chris. Why don't you give people a little synopsis of today's event at the Middle Township for the old courthouse? People interested in coming out, let them know what they could expect if they come out tonight.
Well, I hope they come out with some questions because it's going to be a town hall format. I'll speak briefly at the beginning of this event in that beautiful historic place, and then I'm just going to open it up to questions and answer as many questions as time is going to permit. I want to hear what's on people's minds. I've been traveling around the state. I've now been to several different counties in the last week having kitchen table talks, being invited into homes by people in Bergen County and Sussex County, Ocean County, Monmouth County, Camden County, to sit down and just listen to them about what's on their mind and what their concerns are. And so that format was going so well that we decided we wanted to expand it to even larger crowds and start to have a series of town hall meetings. The first one of the town hall meetings I'm having is going to be, in Cape May County tonight. And then on Saturday I'll be in Morris County doing a town hall meeting, and we're going to do a number of them all over the state. I want to make sure I know what people are thinking about it. I can tell you that I learned as U.S. Attorney that leadership is more about listening than it is about talking. And if you listen to people, regular New Jersey citizens and experts in certain areas, you're bound to become much smarter and a much better public servant. And so these town hall meetings are about people getting to hear what I think, but also, just as importantly, me getting to hear what they think. And that's what tonight's going to be all about.
Chris, this is Bob from the Morning Wake Up. Real quick
Bob.
Question. One of the topics we have on our web poll today on 987thecoast.com is Kylie's Law is now in the books here in Jersey. And basically what that does is requires drivers, with special permits to put decals on the vehicle so they can, when they're driving, they alert other drivers, that they are basically new drivers. What's your position on this? Well, listen,
I think having those decals on cars, I don't know how much of a help that's really going to be. But if it helps to save just one life, I think that might be a good thing for the people of the state of New Jersey. But I do wonder at times about the proliferation of these types of laws. Although, the fact of the matter is, we see so many new drivers who are causes of accidents and victims in accidents. That if there's steps that we can take that make sense to be able to try to reduce that type of result, we should take those steps.
All right, Chris, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chris. Hopefully we'll talk to you down the road.
Oh, listen, I hope so too, and I appreciate you all giving me the time this morning to talk to you, and And if invited, I'm like a bad relative. I'll be back.
All right, Dad.
Thanks so much.
Very much, guys.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Now, once again, the meeting tonight, if you want to check it out, doors open at 6:30 p.m. This is at the old historic courthouse in Middle Township, and the meeting will begin at 7 p.m. Thanks to the Republican gubernatorial candidate, Chris Christie.